Hi, I'm Stephanie and I'm studying MSc International Marketing Strategy.
Hi, I'm Leandra and I'm studying BSc Developmental and Educational Psychology. We are student ambassadors here at the University of Northampton, and today we'll be giving you a campus tour. We'll be showing you around all the key facilities and locations here on our beautiful campus.
Let's start off with the Creative Hub.
Home to our Faculty of Art, Science and Technology, the Creative Hub is a three-story building bringing together creative and science disciplines. Here you'll find laboratories and specialist teaching facilities, as well as creative spaces. These facilities include industry standard design studios, print room facilities, photography studios, fashion workshops, science labs, Mac computing and gaming suites, a rehearsal studio, and a recording suite for TV and radio. I'm stood outside our student village where we have various accommodation options both on and off campus. You can choose from townhouses or our small and large ensuite rooms. We also have our on-site hotel, which is available to both campus visitors and the general public, as well as our on-site laundrette, multi-faith centre, health centre, security and community safety hub, student village reception, and an on-site shop, all of which are centrally located on campus.
Now we're beside the Senate lawn, where behind me you'll find the Senate building and the Energy Center. The building consists mainly of teaching rooms with flexible layouts. Our Bloomberg Suite is located on the ground floor, which is a financial platform using specialist computers and involves trading with simulated stocks and shares. There's also a ground floor cafe. Grab a quick coffee or snack before your lesson starts.
This is our on-campus Energy Center.
The Energy Center uses wood chip biomass to heat hot water for all the buildings and student residences on our 58-acre site. The flue shaft is approximately the height of 3 London buses, and its unique 12-meter-high LED screen produces messages for staff, students, and visitors to campus.
Behind me, we have the Sports Zone. The Sports Zone includes a 3D floodlit all-weather pitch, outdoor courts, and our dome for indoor sports.
We hope you enjoyed the tour of the campus.
To find out more, you can view our campus tour on our website, where you can also find our upcoming open day dates.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another live session. I'm Shamima Shumi, Destination Manager at EN Global Education Limited. We are an accredited student consultancy service firm that bridges institutions with students across many nations. And our purpose is to aid and support students getting admission to universities, and we have tied up more than 80 top-ranked universities in the UK. In our today's session, we have our special guest with us, Chris Neville, International Officer of one of our prominent partners, University of Northampton. So, hi, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Sumi. I'm very good, thank you. It's great to be with you all today.
It's great to have you. Actually, we'd like to thank you for joining our session, and we are delighted to have you today. Basically, our today's session will be more focusing on upcoming June and September session. like what facilities, what courses, and how many scholarships the university is offering for the upcoming session. So Chris will give you all the information, their students, and if you have any questions in the meanwhile, please leave them in the comment box here, and we'll have a question and answer session at the end of our live. So now over to you, Grace. Can you please introduce yourself once again for our students and let us know about the University of Northampton's history, location, campuses, and all, please?
Sure, yes, no problem. So, yeah, my name is Chris Neville. I'm not a professor. I'm not a academic or lecturer, well, not at the moment anyway. My job title is that of international officer. So at the University of Northampton, we do have a department dedicated to supporting our international students. My exact role is I am responsible for students from certainly Bangladesh, Pakistan, and several other countries in the region. Uh, so I'm very fortunate enough that I get to travel a lot, although I haven't been to Bangladesh yet. Meet with students at fairs or students and your parents and family members just to discuss what we at the University of Northampton. We can also support you a lot with your student life. So I'll just give a brief introduction to the university. So obviously the clue is in the title. Northampton, for those of you who are good at geography, is a town in central England. I know many of you maybe have visited the UK before, holiday or business trips, or you may even have family members there. Northampton is located, we call it in the Midlands, so approximately by train, and most people in the UK travel by train from one place to another, 1 hour from central London and 1 hour from the centre of Birmingham. So these are the two largest cities in the world, which makes Northampton a very good base. So if you are thinking, well, I like this football team up there in the north, or I want to go down here in the south and see these places, Northampton is a very good place to base yourself, and it's very easy from there to travel to many other towns and cities. We are a very modern university. We actually rebuilt our campus 5 years ago, and you got to saw some of it in the video. We call the campus Waterside because it's just by the side of the river. It's a great location, only a 10-minute walk from the centre of Northampton town. And it has all the advantages that a campus university has. So as well as the classrooms, the lecture theatre, the labs, we do have accommodation there, sports facilities, prayer room, chapel, health centre, hotel, various restaurants and coffee shops. So you're not having to move from place to place and spend a lot of money, which I think is a big advantage. So yeah, the campus is absolutely great. Sumi, do you want me to go on and talk about what we can expect from the June intake, the May-June intake?
Yeah, actually, the students here are demanding intakes, which mid
Mm.
intakes actually, which are in between, January and September, and June intake would be very preferable for them and demanding for the students from Bangladesh who are getting right now. So, can you please talk about some of the courses that are offering in June intake at Northampton, please?
Yes, our June intake is relatively new. We've always had a January and a September intake. The June intake, sometimes it falls in May. We've been running for the past 3 years, and it focuses on the three most popular subjects at our university. So we will be offering the MBA, the Master of Business Administration. By the way, I would point out that master programs, not just at Northampton, but in the UK generally, are only 1 year. So you study for 1 year. There are a few exceptions, but the majority of time you're looking at 12 months. So the MBA is a master program focusing on business. Again, if you go to our website, you type in MBA and you have a look at the course page, you scroll down, and as with all our other subjects, you'll be able to see exactly what you're studying. So there's a wide variety of modules covering finance, marketing, entrepreneurship, which we're very good at, by the way,
Yeah.
also economics. So you do not need to have any work experience. You do not need to have any business experience. It's designed for those of you who have a bachelor degree. That could be in any subject, but thinking maybe you want to develop your career, you want to be a manager. So that is why it's a very, very popular subject. The second one we are offering is our MSc, Master of Science in Project Management. Again, that is a business focused program, but from my experience, it tends to be very popular with you engineers out there. So, a lot of students who take this program have normally studied design, engineering. You don't have to. Again, we accept students from a broad background, but I think the reason why it's very popular with you engineers and designers is that in order to develop your career, it's very beneficial to show you have a project management qualification. Now, this does not teach you about business generally, like the MBA does, but it teaches you how to manage teams. It teaches you how to manage budgets, how to effectively, well, manage projects, which is becoming more and more of an important skill. And for those students who do complete this program, you can then go on to take professional qualifications such as Prince and Prince 2. The third program is our Master of Science, MSc again, Accounting and Finance. So again, we can accept students from a broad background, but typically it tends to be popular with those of you who have studied business or accounting in the past, and again, looking to develop your skills. So all three of those programs are 1 year. There's also the option of a extra year paid work internship. So you don't have to do that, but if you are looking for some work experience, you are looking to broaden it out, we do offer that as an option.
So
Um,
students are getting placement here in June intake also, right?
that's correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So can you please cover the requirements, entry requirements for post-graduation, please?
Sure. So for all three of those programs, because they are master level,
Mm.
in order to be eligible to apply, you will need to have a bachelor degree. Now, whether
Yeah.
that's a bachelor degree from Bangladesh or from elsewhere, it doesn't really matter. But it's great if when you do apply, when you go to meet with our colleagues at EN Global, you do have a copy of your bachelor degree certificate and your transcript, because we look at your either percentage score or grade point average. Just as a guide, we're really looking for a minimum overall of 60%, 60, in your bachelor degree. If you get that, or if you if you get close to that, that'll be great. We're happy to accept you. If you get higher than 60%, so if you're getting 65, 70, etc., we do have automatic scholarships. So these scholarships are 10, 20, maximum 30%. They are discounts on your tuition fee. Now, obviously, to understand the value of these scholarships, you'll need to know how much the tuition fee is. So with the MBA, I believe it's approximately £17,500. I think I'm very accurate there. But again, it is located on the course page, so the fee is listed there. For the other two programs, project management, accounting and finance, I believe for June the fee is still £16,500. So again, if you're getting higher than 60% in your bachelor degree, it would be looking like you'd be eligible for a scholarship. I mean, that is the main requirement. The other requirement is English. So if you haven't studied your bachelor degree in a country where the main language is English, or you haven't studied something like O level or IGCSE English, you will be required to take an English test, which we recognize. And we do have a list of those on our website. So obviously, the IELTS test tends to be well known. academic, also UKVI, IELTS, not the general IELTS, please.
Okay.
The TOEFL is also a popular one. I believe with TOEFL you can still do that from home. Other ones which may or may not be popular in Bangladesh are Pearson PTE, language cert. Sorry, we do have a long list of these. So they're the two main academic requirements we're looking for.
So is there any alternative English language test apart from IELTS universities accepting?
Well, as I mentioned, IELTS is the most popular one, but we do accept a broad range of other tests, including TOEFL, Pearson PTE, language cert as well. These are tests which some of them can be taken online, so you don't always have to book a place at a test center.
Okay. So please tell us about the offer and cash turnaround time.
Of course, we do have a large team, including our own admissions people within the international office, which not all UK universities have. And I believe one advantage of that is quite a quick turnaround time. So obviously, we're looking at a June start, early June start. We do have a key dates page on our website, by the way. So please check out the key dates to find out exactly when the course start date is and when the final arrival dates are. I would advise people to apply as soon as you can. I mean, certainly, I don't think we have a deadline as such at the moment, but certainly by the end of April, you'll really need to be applying. And it will then take us 1 to 2 weeks to turn your application around and get you an offer. So if you have all the qualifications we ask for, evidence of your bachelor degree, evidence of an English test, etc., we would issue you an unconditional offer. And with that, we will let you know if you're eligible for a scholarship and what that scholarship is. So that will be a couple of weeks maximum turnaround time. And then once you accept that offer, we do ask for a £7,000 deposit. Once we receive that deposit, your CAS will be issued.
Okay. So is there any pre-CAS interview required for that in to achieve the CAS?
We do interview some students, not all. Um, Students who will receive an email from myself requesting an interview, it's usually those students who maybe have a long study gap. So
Okay.
if you graduated from your bachelor degree many years ago, or maybe if the grade you obtained is very borderline, students like that will be called for interview as well. There's nothing scary about it. It's usually 10 minutes. I tend to do it either via a WhatsApp or a Skype video call.
Okay, fine. So, as you know that the students from Bangladesh are mostly looking for scholarship. So, is there any merit-based scholarship apart from the scholarship range you have mentioned earlier?
Well, that is the merit-based scholarship. So what we're looking
Okay.
for is your academic background. We don't have any other scholarships, unfortunately. We don't have sports scholarships or anything like that. And to be honest with you, that makes it easier. So you don't have to apply for the scholarship. You don't have to write as an essay explaining why you are deserving of one. We purely look at your academic background and we will notify you as part of the offer what level scholarship you do receive. And one thing to mention, the master programs are only 1 year,
Mhm.
so you will receive the scholarship to cover that entire period. For those people who may be listening and are looking to apply for an undergraduate program, which in the UK are normally 3 years, again, the scholarship system is the same. And if you do receive a scholarship, you keep it again for the entire bachelor degree.
That's great. Okay, so I just wanted to know about the accommodation facilities provided by the university for the international students.
Yes, and I will advise anybody listening out there, please, once this session is finished, go onto our website, type in accommodation. We have some great images. We've got a 360-degree tour. We don't refer to them as dormitories. three halls of residence. In the UK, you tend to find that accommodation is referred to as halls of residence. The first is Waterside. Now, that is on campus. So again, very, very convenient. The second is St. John's, which is just across the road. So again, very, very convenient. With both of those halls of residence, the majority of rooms available are en suite. So that means you get your own private room with a private bathroom. Kitchens are shared, usually with a small groups of other students. And as you saw from the introductory video, there's a laundry normally in the basement where you can clean your clothes and do your washing. The prices for those two halls of residence for 1 year, approximately 6 to 6,500 UK pounds. Now, if you're looking to save some money on your living cost, then I would advise you to consider the third hall of residence, which is known as the Student Village, also Scholars Green, which is, I think, still the name of the road where it is. That is off campus, approximately 2.5 miles away, but we do have a free shuttle bus which travels back and forth. It doesn't take long, and the bus runs from something like 7 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. at night. And the cost of that accommodation, still en suite, you get your own room, private bathroom, approximately £4,500. So if you are looking to save some money on accommodation, that will be a good choice.
All right, that's great. So, in terms of placement here, the courses come along the placement here. So, is there any opportunities or facilities given by the university after completing the course?
Yes, and to be honest with you, Sumi, this is one of the great changes which has happened over the past year. We've always had different teams involved in job and career support, uh, uh, but recently we've merged them on campus, first of all, who can help you to find a part-time job. So if you're wanting to find a part-time job to help support your living costs, we can help you with that. Secondly, yeah, we do have people who help you to find an internship role if that is what you're applying for. So as I mentioned, instead of 1 year, that will become 2 years. The majority of your studies you complete in the first year, and your paid job will take place in the second. And that can happen not just in Northampton, but anywhere across the UK. Thirdly, we do have careers support. Um, so that is offering advice on the types of jobs available within that career. I mean, that could be back home in Bangladesh or in the UK or worldwide. We also offer support for students who are looking to maybe stay in the UK a little bit longer. Once you graduate, you may know already, you can change your visa from a student visa to a graduate route or GR visa. And that enables you to stay in the UK for a further 2 years to travel or to look for work. So we do give you advice on all of these matters.
Okay, so I do have one question regarding your course, most renowned course, MBA, right?
Yeah.
So we find so many students that come along with master's degree. You know, they completed BBA over here and they
Yeah.
completed masters in international business or related subjects. So are they eligible to apply for your MBA course?
Certainly, yes. They are certainly eligible to apply because we know even though students may have another master's degree from either back home or elsewhere, the MBA is different. I mean, we do have students who may have studied a master's in marketing or a master's in international business, but when they look at our MBA at the modules available, they see something there that they don't have that they know will be really useful for their career. So yes, we're happy to accept applications from a broad background.
Okay, so what about the study gap you accepting for PG?
At the moment, I don't believe there is a formal sort of maximum gap, if you know what I mean. Um, what I would advise students to also do when they're applying is to include a resume or a CV.
Okay.
So that makes it much easier for us to understand your career and your life path. So let's say um, you have studied a degree, you graduated 4 years ago. It's sometimes useful to know what you've been doing since then. So having a resume stating that you've done various jobs and so on is very useful for us. If you have a study gap of more than 5 years, again, we'll look carefully at the application to make sure you have made it very clear what you have been doing during that time. If you
Yeah.
haven't, normally that is a trigger for one of the interviews that I mentioned before.
Okay, thanks so much. So we need to clarify the work explanation or whatever the student did after their studies in SOP as well, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, fine. So let's talk about undergraduation. So you are providing undergraduate courses available in September session, right?
Yes, that's right. So I mentioned before we have a 3 intakes a year now: January, June, and September. September has always been the biggest intake,
Yeah.
and September is when the majority of our undergraduate or bachelor degrees start. So we have a broad range of them covering business, finance, and marketing, the computer sciences, mechanical engineering, art and design, and many social science and health related subjects. There has been an exciting development this year. For the first time, our very popular BA, a business management degree, has had a January launch. So for those of you who are, or maybe you have family or friends who would like a 3 year bachelor degree in business, but maybe finding September not convenient, then we do have a January option. So that's a very exciting recent development.
Okay, that's great. So what about the entry requirement, like academic and English entry requirement for the UG students?
Okay. Well, again, we accept students from a broad background. We've had many students to actually study at intervals, then the requirement is exactly the same as that of a UK student. We'll be looking for 1 grade B, 2 grade Cs. For those studying international baccalaureate, I think the overall minimum requirement is about 25 points, which is quite competitive. Again, those studying at US high school systems, we do accept that, a high school diploma with a GPA of 3, plus something else, either ACT or 3 AP subjects. For those graduating from the Bangladesh high school system, we're normally looking for quite a high GPA, 4.8 out of 5. However, if you're getting a GPA of around 4, we can accept you into a year 0. So instead of the first year of a bachelor degree, it is an integrated foundation program.
Okay, so will it be joint case?
That's right. Yes, it would be.
Oh, that's great. That would be great for the students. There was a question in our comment section, like, do the university accept PTE or not?
Yes, the Pearson PTE test of English we do accept. Um, Off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact requirement, but online, if any student goes to our website, we do have a list of all the English tests we accept and the exact grades that we're looking for.
Okay, fine. So you already have mentioned that what are the documents needed for an application, right? All the academic documents, English language certificate, along with the CV. So, if any student comes to us without having English test certificate and he's planning to go sit for IELTS soon, then can we submit the application for the conditional offer?
Of course, yes. Um, so you do not require everything to be ready at the point of application. You will receive a conditional offer. So once you do receive your transcript or get your test results, then as long as a student either uploads it themselves onto their portal or sends it to one of your team to do that for them, that is absolutely fine.
Okay, so we find some students over here who have completed 4 years diploma after SSC, not HSC, which is equivalent to diploma. So is it accepted by the university
On
for
a case by case basis, yes. So it is important to submit all documentation, and then we will see if we can issue an offer on that.
Okay, fine. Uh, Chris, do you have anything to say to our students regarding EN Global Education Limited also?
Well, I can say that we've worked with you for many years. So any students out there who are considering studying overseas, or you have friends and family who are, then please make contact with EN Global. They are one of our close partners. They're very, very trustworthy. We have worked with you guys for several years, and they will be able to help with your application to study, not just at our university, but at other universities. And they'll also be able to provide support with visa application and anything else to do with traveling overseas to study.
So I just would do one more question regarding airport pick and drop facilities. Is there any availability of it at the
Uh,
university?
what facilities, sorry?
Airport pick and drop facility.
Pick and drop.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I still didn't hear it.
Airport pick and drop facilities for
Oh,
the
okay.
students.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost the signal there for a moment.
No, no issue.
We used to do that. We had to stop, obviously, because of COVID.
Yeah.
That was down to the airport, our airport not allowing us to do that anymore. I'm not aware that there are plans to continue that for future intakes. What we do, however, is once you apply, please keep checking your communications. So we don't send you hundreds and hundreds of emails, but we will send you relevant communications to do with accommodation, finance, etc., and coming to the UK. So we will provide advice. Our location, we are close to both London Heathrow and Birmingham International airports. So if you're traveling into Birmingham International Airport and Emirates, you can actually take the train direct to Northampton itself. London Heathrow, obviously, that's the biggest airport in the UK. That's the main gateway here. There are rail connections, so via Heathrow to central London, Euston Station it is. And from there, as I mentioned earlier, we're only a 1 hour train journey. But we do also work with approved taxi providers. So again, we will notify you of recommended taxi companies, which you can book online to pick you up and to help get you to your accommodation. With London Heathrow Airport, again, the usual very large airlines, Turkish, Emirates, Qatar, also Etihad as well, they'll be able to offer services from Bangladesh.
So one comment over there, is there any nursing courses available at the university?
We offer nursing mainly as undergraduate. So we have child, adult, and mental health nursing degrees. So these are 3-year bachelor degrees. So again, please check them out online. Very, very, very popular. At master level, we have a very popular, again, 1-year master degree, which we offer in September and January, which is the MSc Public Health. Now, that program is designed for anyone with a health-related background. It tends to attract doctors, nurses, dentists, clinicians, people who've worked in the health area. Again, similar to the MBA, those who are looking to develop their career, maybe have a leadership or a management role in the healthcare sector, or even work in government advising on policy. So again, that's a great program to consider.
So there is one more question I can see. Is there any opportunity to get early birth scholarship?
That's a great name, isn't it? Early Bird Scholarship. I know. I think there are some universities who do that. No, as I mentioned before, we stick with our 10, 20, 30% scholarship criteria. But I would still recommend applying just as early as you can so it's less stressful on yourself. So if you are eligible for a scholarship, we'll let you know as soon as possible, and that can help you with your decisions and your planning.
Okay, so if so another question,
Yep.
PhD and research-based master's program can accept dependents. Does the university accept students on these programs?
Yes, we do offer research or PhD programs. They're usually studied. The time frame for PhDs tends to be quite flexible, although most PhD programs can be completed within 3 years. I do know that we have students who are also studying distance learning PhDs because for whatever reason they can't come to the UK. The way a PhD works at our university and with most UK universities, it's almost purely research. So we have advice again on our website. If you go to our website and click research, normally you would have a bachelor and a master's degree. You will also have completed or are trying to complete a research proposal. You might hear that phrase a lot if you're talking to UK university representatives. All that is an introduction to the area of research you're wanting to do. Normally, we would ask for a research proposal, approximately 2,000 words. What sort of title for your research are you wanting? Nobody does a PhD in accounting or in economics or in public health. It would have to have a very specific title. And then the rest of the introduction explains why you want to do it and why you think it's important. Once you have that, along with all your other documents, you can then apply for the PhD. And we try to match you up with a supervisor because apart from a few months of classes at the beginning, certainly the majority of the 3-year period, you'll be meeting a supervisor on at least a monthly basis. But again, gathering your data and writing up your thesis. So yes, we do offer PhDs in a wide range of subject areas. I think some of our strengths do include health, logistics, business, waste management, etc.
So, does the university offer placement year scores? Another question.
Oh, I lost you again there. I lost you, Suni.
No, no. Can you hear me now? I can hear you. You are audible.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, you'll have to repeat your last question.
So it's about placement here, also pre-masters. Do you have any pre-masters course?
At the moment, we do not offer a pre-master's program. That is something we're looking to change in the future. So again, to be eligible for a master degree, you would have to have either a bachelor degree or the equivalent of a bachelor degree, maybe a several-year diploma program. If you are unsure, what you can do is, again, you can contact us directly, or you could just submit an application and we would let you know as soon as possible if whatever you have is acceptable.
All right. So in terms of deposit, so if a student deposits £7,000 to get the cash letter, so how long or how much time they will get to make the remaining deposit?
Of the remaining fees.
Yeah.
Yes, so we do ask for a £7,000 deposit. And when you
Okay.
consider that the majority of our master degree programs, 16 and a half, okay, you've paid 7,000. The remaining fees, less any scholarship, you can then make in 3 further installments. And again, that is something which we are looking to expand a little bit upon because we do know that around the world with the current economic issues that we have, that many students are finding it difficult to make payments. So at the moment, with a master degree, after you've paid your deposit, you can pay in 3 more installments. So looking at 4 in total.
So is there any progression scholarship for the undergraduate students?
Yes. So those of you who have completed a bachelor degree with us and want to stay with us to do a master degree, you will receive an automatic 30% scholarship.
That's
So
great.
I think we used to call it a loyalty scholarship, but you get the idea, the fact that you're wanting to stay with us. I mean, we are a UK government university. We're not private. So your degree certificate will be recognized. You're welcome to go elsewhere to study master programs at other universities, but it's great if you do want to stay with us. Another program that I haven't mentioned yet, I've mentioned bachelor degrees, so they're normally 3 years. The master degrees, which are 1 year. We have something in the middle called a top-up. And again, I think Sumi, you mentioned before there are students who have sort of the equivalent of a diploma program.
Yes, exactly.
Now that may be a high school diploma, but I'm thinking more along the lines of what we in the UK call a higher national diploma or HND. But it is not quite the equivalent of a full bachelor degree. So for those of you in that situation, we have a range of top-up programs, which are basically the 3rd year of a bachelor degree. So you can go into the final year of a bachelor degree, and once you graduate, the degree certificate you receive does not say top-up; it will say bachelor degree in whatever. At the moment, we have these top-ups available in nearly all of our business programs, certainly business management, finance, marketing, tourism, but also now computer sciences. So they're a very popular option for those students who don't quite have a bachelor degree, or maybe you're studying at a university in Bangladesh and you're looking to transfer into the final year of a degree with us. So that is another option.
So do you have bachelor programs along with sandwich courses?
Yes, so again, the internships are not just offered for master programs, but also at undergraduate level as well. And that's why I like that term sandwich program. So if you do want to take an internship, normally that would take place during the 3rd year of study. So you study for the first 2 years, you do your placement, and then you come back to us for your final year of study. So again, we do offer those across a wide variety of bachelor programs, certainly the business related ones.
Okay, so is it necessary to have a master's degree to get admitted in a research-based master's programs? Another question for you.
No, it isn't. That's why, if anyone is interested in applying, not just to us, but to any UK university for a research-based program, it's very important we know as much about you as possible. So, yeah, you include as part of your application the academic documents you have, along with, I would say, quite a detailed resume. So, if you've been working for many, many years, again, it's important for us to know that because it just gives us the whole picture.
So another one, do you conduct CAS interviews?
Only not automatically with everybody. So we will conduct interviews, and as I mentioned earlier, they tend to be
Yeah.
short, 10 to 15 minutes. I usually it's with myself. So if you are a Bangladeshi citizen and you are asked to do an interview, it'll be very likely it will be with myself. I tend to use WhatsApp or Skype. It's again for students, maybe if you have quite a long study gap. Also, if your academic um, grades meet our requirement, but maybe a very borderline. Maybe if, for instance, you've had some visa refusals in the past, what I would say about that, if you've been refused a visa, not just for the UK, but any other country, please admit it. And if you have the documentation, upload it as part of the application. I have never rejected anybody because they have previous visa rejections. They can happen for many, many reasons. But again, it's something that's important to let us know. And again, we will sort of discuss it with you in the interview. But they are usually the main reasons why we conduct these pre-CAS interviews.
So do you accept online academic PTE?
That is something I need to check. I think we have done in the past, but I need to get confirmation whether we can accept the online version.
So, dear student, if you missed the January intake, please do visit any of our branches to get to know more about the upcoming June and September intake at University of Northampton for making an application. So I think we are quite end of our session. So before wrapping up, I'd like to inform you all that we'll have three biggest international education expos that will be held on April 27th, 29th, and 13th at Dhaka, Sylhet, and Bajar. So please do join our fairs to get to know more about the University of Northampton. And we are hope to see you on that fairs, Chris.
Well, that sounds great. I mean, if it's not me, then hopefully one of my colleagues from the region
Yeah.
will be able to help you guys out. But I'm also happy to sort of field any questions or any inquiries if anybody wants to contact me directly.
Sure. So, can you advise something for our students who are watching the live session right now?
Yeah, I think sometimes people want me to say something inspirational, like reach for the stars, reach for your dreams. I think it's sometimes better to give normal, logical advice. A lot of the problems that I've dealt with in my career, which is now 14 years doing this sort of job, so a lot of the problems that students have had is because they haven't planned properly. Okay, so it's important. I mean, it is not cheap to travel to another country to study. We know that. So make sure that you have your finances planned. Okay, that you don't assume you're going to have money or you're going to be able to get a job or this will work or that'll work. So make sure you're able to afford to come. And that's why it is important then to do research into different countries, different universities, how much their tuition fees are, because they are always different, and also what scholarships they have, because again, they're always very different. So I would just say plan and do your research and talk to experts like Sumi.
Thank you so much. And thank you once again to our viewers and students and Chris especially for your precious time and patience. We much appreciate your time today. And I believe all of the students got all the necessary information regarding admission process to University of Northampton. Thank you for joining our live session today.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care now.
Thank you so much. Stay well. Bye.